We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. This is our podcast, and I have amazing guest, amazing host always, Jackie Zaccoli, who is global with me. We collaborate and do many, many things together. And then I have Chinere, who comes from California, and oh my goodness, she's in Africa and many, many different places internationally. So, you want to reach out to all of us on LinkedIn. You can find us all on LinkedIn. Okay. And we have an amazing guest today, Dawn Stebbing. Dawn, we are so excited to have you on and hear your story and have you inspire our listeners and us. So please come join us.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. So yeah, I
So
would
tell us
love,
your story.
I will tell you a little bit about my background and why I am and who I am and where I've gotten to. It's been a long journey, let me tell you that. It's not something that happens overnight, and I truly believe that things happen for a reason. So with that said, I come from a big family. Uh, Being that there's seven of us, I'm the second to the oldest, and I'm the oldest girl. So for many years, I felt like I was like 3 years older than I was, because I had to grow up really fast, and I never felt like I was in my body. Like there's something going on with me. And as I was growing up, in high school, I hung out with older girls. Like if I was a junior, they were a senior, or if I was a sophomore, they were a senior or something. So it felt better. I was always in that realm. But as I was growing up, women weren't very nice to me. I should say girls at that time. Girls weren't really nice to me. They were very mean. And I got teased a lot for being fat, ugly, called saddlebags, thunder thighs, um, yeah, pear shape. And I'm going, where'd the pear shape? That came from a boy. And I thought to myself, I'm going, what does a boy know about a pear shape at that age? He must have heard it somewhere. But it still dumbfounds me that I think back and I'm going, how did he get that? And where did he get that? At that age, most women don't even know what shape they are, let alone a pear. So, yeah, so I went, through that in my early teenage years. And again, women were just not nice to me. I got pregnant when I was 18 with my first son, got married when I was 20, and I had my second son at 21, and I was divorced by 23. He was very abusive, mentally, physically, and emotionally abusive. And I knew that's not how I wanted to raise my kids. And so I don't know, somewhere in my teenage years, I'm going, oh, it'd be nice to be married to a bad boy. Oh boy, did I get that, right? I got that. Was wrong thinking, by the way. So, yeah, I got married to a bad boy, but I always knew that God put me on this earth at a younger age. There was always more for me out there. I didn't know what it was, didn't know where I was going, but I knew there was always more. And so I just, raising two boys, rambunctious little boys in my teenage years, in my teenage years, I acquired bulimia because of the words that the women were telling me, and it wore on me. And it wasn't to be skinny, it was just to have some control over myself, my body, my thoughts, and how I wanted to show up. And then after I got my divorce, I had a lot of stress going on in my life. I was on welfare. I was going to school because I was able to go to school for a short period of time. They helped me, go through school and get an education with a 10-month accounting course. From there, I got into the work world where I was making a steady paycheck and put food. put a roof over my head and clothes on my back and, food in my kid's mouth. And at that time, it was so stressful because my oldest one was a very rambunctious little boy. He was my firecracker. He was getting kicked out of school every other day. Come and get him. He's being out of control, and so that wore on me. It wore on me so much that the stress took over my body. And everybody kept saying I was skinny. And like, she's skinny. She's so skinny. And I go, what do you mean I'm skinny? So I got on the scale one day because I was worried. I was losing weight. I felt good, but then again, not. If you know what I'm saying, I was stressed out and I just wasn't eating right. And I got on the scale and I looked down and I weighed 107 pounds and I grasped. And I just said, oh my God, that was my wake up call. That was my big aha moment. If I didn't make a change in my life right then and now, I was going to die. I was dying inside. Here I thought, being skinny was great. It wasn't about being skinny, it was about being healthy. And I wasn't healthy at that time. So when I realized it, I sat on the toilet and and I just cried, bawled my eyes out, and just cried and prayed to God. I had to get an answer of what I was going to do and how I was going to fix this problem. And it came down to who do I know who would take over and take my son, and who could take care of him and do well with him. And I thought, well, the only option was to give him to his dad, which was against my better judgment. However, his dad was, capable of doing it. He just didn't want to do it. However, I said I've raised him for 10 years of his life. It's about time you take over and raise him for the next 8. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. And his dad lived with his parents. So I knew his parents had a good life and they had money and they could take care of him. And I knew they would. So that was my way of saying, okay, the Lord answered my prayer, and that was the safest, best place I could take him. But it killed me inside to do that. Because as a mom, you never want to feel like a failure in your life. You never want to feel like you're giving away your firstborn or any of your kids for that matter, because they are your flesh and blood and you raised them, you
Mm.
bared them. But I'll tell you, that was freeing, very freeing once I had gotten him out of my home. I got my health back in order. I started a career in hair as a licensed cosmetologist. And I did that for 15 years. And my husband one day, he said, honey, why don't you look into opening your own salon? And oh, at first I'm going, oh, really? I really don't want to. But I thought, well, maybe there is something here. Listen to the voices, right? So I signed up for a 4-day, very intensive, non-refundable salon intensive training to open up my salon. And in the meantime, I was researching products to put in my salon, and I came across this beautiful product called Arbonne, which is a direct sales company, and loved the skincare, loved it, fell in love with it right away. And I said, oh my gosh, I just love the way my face feels. Who would want this? So I was going to put that in my salon. So I was ahead of myself. Well, I went to this intense, well, first of all, I went to a big conference for Arbonne the same weekend that I was heading out to go to Connecticut for the salon thing. And I had my husband on board for both of these. And not to make this a long story either, because there's so much more to this than you realize. But he was on board with me. And I said, okay, we're going. And he had so much fun at the Arbonne conference because he got to golf and he won a trophy. So he was sold. He was sold. Like, okay. So then we go to the other deal with the intensive for the salon, and he sat there with his arms closed, rolling his eyes. You can hear his breath go, and I thought, okay, he's bored out of his mind. He's not going to help me with this. So we went for the day, and then we went back to our room, and he goes, well, what do you think? And I said, well, it's just the first day. Let's go back tomorrow. If tomorrow by noon, by lunchtime doesn't happen, I'll talk to one of the coaches and see what's going on. So that happened, and the next day was in the room with the coach, and I said, I just don't know why I'm not feeling it. And he said one word to me, and he says, you don't have the passion. And that hit me so hard, and I go, you're right. So then my husband and I took off and went out the coast and, quit that, and that never happened. So now I went and I said, well, I'm going to start my Arbonne career, ran with that, and in 4 months went up 2 levels, and in the next 3 years I went up to the next level, VP level, earned the car, built the team, got the title, and all of that. Loved every minute of it until shortly after that, I lost it all. I lost everything, my team, my car, my title, and I was devastated. I was devastated. And it had to do with a lot of the leadership that was ahead of me, above me, that was not pulling through. So, and I spent a long time being the victim of that, blaming her and blaming the leadership. And I didn't know how to get out of that. I had to do a lot of soul searching. What is Dawn want? What is Dawn going to do? And then all of a sudden, I came across a mentor, and her and I started talking, and we started working together. And I said, I know for sure it's going to be in the beauty industry because I love the beauty industry. I love helping women look and feel their best. But I knew there was more to this, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. So fast forward, I was at a networking event and at a table of 10 women. And it started off with one woman saying she was a coach, consultant, coach, image consultant. And when the gal said image consultant, it hit me so hard in the gut. And I go, oh my God, that's it. That's it. So picked her brain and got some more information. I actually ran with that and got involved in image consulting, earned my certification, got certified as a certified image consultant. Now I'm a certified global image consultant, but my business is around helping women find their voice in showing up more visible. So the image consulting piece is there's more to it than just putting clothes on a woman's body. There's more to it. And that was my missing piece, my missing puzzle piece many years ago. It's like, how do I turn this into more and evolve it? And that's what hit me. It's like once I found help them find their voice, because so many women would come to me, sit down in my living room and tell me stories that they probably have never told anybody else. Anybody else and in tears. And they had me in tears, and I'm going, oh my God. And then I would look at, there's a reason for this woman sitting here and telling me this story. I know there's some connection going on here. Don't quite know what it is yet, but then I had to go through the process, and then all of a sudden the aha moment came up with it's not just about the clothes on your body, it's about how you communicate who you are inside out. And then the clothes are the other piece to tying it all together. It's almost like a puzzle. Most puzzles have pieces. If you're missing one puzzle, if it fell on the floor and you're trying to find it, or you can't find it, that you have to find that missing piece in order to make that puzzle complete. And then if you can't walk out the door owning who you are as we put you together, there's still a disconnect. And I don't like that. So I connect the dots. The dots are connected before you even walk out that door. So that's what makes my work so enjoyable, so prosperous in life serving. It's a gift that I have that I give to women, but they also give me their gift. And I look at it, it's a two-way street because it's reciprocal. And if it wasn't that them sitting there and telling their story to me, they would have never probably felt free enough or in a place where they actually could share that. So I don't know how it works, but it works. And I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know that I have opened up the gateways for them to let it go and be free and be them. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You found your way. You
I
found your
did.
passion. You found your passion,
I
and
did.
you're lit up when you talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So great to see that. Jackie, you have a question. Go ahead.
Beautiful. It's so nice to hear the story behind the woman. And as much as it didn't work for you, I thoroughly enjoy Arbonne. So,
I still use the products. I still use the products. It's just the business aspect of it did not.
yeah, I gotcha. Anyhow, what happened to the other son? You didn't hear me.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about the other son because you
Oh,
had
yeah.
two.
I do have two. I had to actually separate the two because the oldest one was beating him up a lot, and it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't conducive in the family structure right there. But he is doing really well. He has a family.
Oh,
He's
good.
adopted his wife's child. She had a child before him into the family, and then they had a daughter. So I have a granddaughter. I also had a granddaughter from my oldest son. So she's 20
Okay.
and the other one's 8. So I have two biological
Uh,
daughters.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so,
And
but you're not still married to the same guy. You said you were
no,
divorced.
I'm remarried. I've been married for 35
Okay,
years.
I missed that little part where
Yeah,
we got the marriage
I
in
forgot
there.
that part.
I didn't quite. I thought, did she go back to this guy
Oh,
or
no,
what?
no, no.
No,
I
I
was
missed
pretty
that
sure
little part.
moved on. Yeah.
Kind
I was kind of connecting the pieces, but I was
of, yeah.
on.
No, but
You
thanks
learned
for
a lesson
asking.
from the bad boy.
I did, and I got ready to reframe my mindset about what do I really want. I wanted someone to love me for me, and I
Yeah.
have
Exactly.
that. No,
Oh,
What a beautiful
so
transition. I
awesome.
mean, it's so
Really.
beautiful. I know Chi Chi wants to say something and we're almost out of time, but
Yeah, go
um,
ahead, Chichi. You have a question. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted, like you said, when she mentioned the image consultant, she lit up. What is it about that image
Mhm.
consultant that really
Mm,
brought out that passion in you that you finally had
mm,
that aha
yeah,
moment?
yeah.
because I spend so much time working on the outside of me, doing all the pretty stuff, the
Yeah.
makeup, the hair, the clothes, and all that. But what I was missing that piece inside of who I truly was. Remember earlier when I
Good.
said
Good.
I grew up really fast? I
Hmm.
finally caught up to who I am today,
Yeah.
The inner self,
That's
the inner self.
yeah.
the inner
Yeah.
self. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They have to, they
Absolutely.
have to, they have to gel. They have to align.
Yes.
Dr. Joe.
They have to align. So
And
I have a question for you, Dawn, and that is 5 years from now, where do you want to be? What do you want to do with your passion, with what you do for women, how you make a difference in women's lives? What do you want to do with it? What's your like kind of
Mm.
goal in the next 5 years?
Wow. I've only thought about the goal for this year. However,
You went five.
5 years from now, I just want to know that I am leaving a legacy for me, my family, and for, to be able to have people to look back and say that even if I touched one person's life, that one person is still doing what she loves to do and showing up in the world as she's supposed to show up
Oh,
as.
mm,
oh,
that's beautiful.
you are a heart-led leader.
Thank
I
you.
love that. I so
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Beautiful.
Jackie, is there anything more you wanted? Any other questions?
Well, I'll
Anything?
do my obvious, which I know you're waiting for. My obvious is what are your needs right now that we might be able to help you with or assist you in growing too?
Locally, I'm having a workshop on the 23rd, and it's called Flip the Switch, Unstoppable Confidence Workshop. So that is local, and anything international or not local, connect with me on LinkedIn, connect with me on Facebook, and you can connect with me on Instagram. I am under my name, it's Dawn Stebbing. And it's very easy. You can also check out my website. And, if you're interested in having a conversation, let's have a conversation. If you're finding that you need more growth in a way that I can help you, that's great. But
Oh, I want to bring you to Africa.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of how to
oh
position
my
that with all the
goodness.
people. Oh
I
yeah.
want
Yeah,
I want to
nothing
bring you to Africa.
small.
I
Yeah.
have I have some amazing African women leaders that would just eat you up
Oh,
in what you have to offer. Oh my goodness. I want to open that door for Africa, for my Africa women leaders. Oh,
wow. Wow. Yeah.
so so
Plus
Dawn,
keep
we will be talking. We will
Okay.
be talking. Let's take you global. You don't have to stay
yeah.
locally. Let's take you global. There are so many women out there in the world that need what you are doing,
It's
and
true.
they don't know how to find you. So that's why this platform.
Just
Thank you.
think of Kiza. Kiza's in Kenya, and he has a whole thing with hair, women hairdresser, and all different types of things that he's doing. Can you imagine what it would be like for those women to incorporate this into what they're
Yes,
learning and
yes.
doing? That would make sense. So that's the refugee camps in Kenya, if you're at all interested, and a variety of other places. You could
Oh
do
my goodness. Yeah.
workshops. You could do like Permelia has done.
Mm.
You know Permelia probably, don't you? I think you
Yes,
know
I do.
Permelia. Yeah, she's
Mhm.
part of our group. Anyhow,
Oh,
so
yes.
she's gone into Kenya and Uganda and with her group of 6 women done workshops just for a certain amount of time to help the therapists there to learn those disciplines. Well, there's no reason why you can't do the same types of things
Oh
because a
my
lot
goodness.
of these NGOs
Oh.
are beginning to see that there's it really important that they help the women not only learn a craft to support them in that, but there are other things like a beautician, like all different areas that could go into that. So
Mm,
it's just starting, and I think
yeah.
that'd be also a really good place for you.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you.
We'll have you having your vision for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
create it for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Go ahead. Just
We,
start this year.
well,
We'll go for
no,
the
we
rest of
won't
them for
create
you.
it for
Okay.
you. We'll bring you the opportunity and you get to create. Oh
Yeah.
my
Thank
goodness.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um, so guys, this was such an amazing episode. I love that you are out there. I didn't know before. So now I know that you are a resource for women, and
Mhm.
we need resources out there right now for women to really own their power again, to really
Thank
step
you. Yes.
really own their power again. So I'm so thrilled that you were here with us today, Dawn, and that I got to meet you. Thank you, Jackie, once again. So,
Thank you.
guys, if you love these episodes, please, please subscribe to our channel. Comment, make comments when we post it out on LinkedIn. Make comments and share it. Above all, share it with your friends, your neighbors, your communities. They're not ours. And we will make this go out to so many more women. Okay? And guys, we do these episodes one on Monday, two on Friday. If you'd like to be a guest with us, you'd like to have your voice out there and your story out there to open more women up to what's available, please reach out to one of us on LinkedIn and let us know you'd like to be a guest. All you have to do is bring your story and inspire us, okay? And so we are so excited to have this platform available for women's stories to be out there with so many more people. Thank you once again. And guys, we all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
There's no divide, peace and love on earth.